Oh, and also let's get to the other part. She was like, I'm doing it for views. Sweetheart, what views are you talking about, champ? What views do you see here? Do you see me with 500 million views off of videos talking about black women? No. Do you see me with millions of subscribers sitting up there doing these videos? No. Do you see me pulling in buku bucks because I'm sitting up there really getting on black women and really critiquing them? No. So what are you talking about? You looking stupid. You looking stupid. You looking real plumb stupid at this moment in time saying I'm doing it for views. Like I said, this is what happens when you have people that feel and think that they're intelligent and they're trying to talk in front of an audience because they feel that they got a voice.
New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
So the main thing that I wanted to bring up here, I don't even care. It's only like a few of us in a sense, like basically here at this moment in time. Um, so the comments that you see right directly behind, my image and whatnot, you have, as you guys commonly know, I cover stories dealing with the black community. Um, it don't matter who it is, black men, black women, kids, the elderly, whoever. I've covered a variety of stories. And the loud few, right, that just so happened to roll up, onto this platform, they decide to click and watch the videos and hear my voice. They decide that they want to, you know, start saying a lot of nonsensical things, right? So as I had to, go back towards this person, White Diamond, don't know if she's black or whatever, right? She's stating that she is a black woman. Like I said, I don't know. This is the internet. You can clearly see me. You know that I am a black man at the end of the day, right? I don't know who any of these people are that decide to leave these comments and say the things that they decide to say, right? Directing them towards me, right? So she first off stated that the whole 50-yard line is disgusting and no one gets a pass in my book. Those buses, basically referring back to the Meek Mill bus, situation. Those buses are disgusting and those different clubs are too. Now, the second comment is her talking about the video that I did where I did a comparison. And I was telling black people, especially a lot of the black women out there, and also a few of the black men, right, that wanted to say a variety of things, right? Um, I was simply saying that it's amazing to me that when it dealt with a black man and it seemed that he was the face of all of this, right? Because the whole goal is to hate black men and, black men and toxic masculinity and all this other stuff, right? So it was amazing to me that all of Twitter, Instagram, and other people wanted to, make videos basically trying to condemn and come after Meek Mill, trying to cancel him and all this other stuff, right? But 90+% of those people didn't even do research, right, on the artwork that was presented on Meek Mill's album cover. And that came by way of a black woman. And I've heard a lot of black women sit up there and say, like, yo, well, it's completely different if a black woman wants to portray herself or black women in a certain type of light. But if a man does it, it's completely different. So I'm like, okay, so you can take this L. A black woman put that portrayal or that imagery of black women directly up there for the world to basically see. Art imitates life, life imitates art. See, the craziest thing that I have an issue with is that a lot of the women that have an issue with what was portrayed, right, on Meek Mill's album, right, which was called Expensive Pain, right, which is dealing with his own life experience. Like, this is what I'm talking about with black people in reading comprehension and actually doing some research. The man is literally portraying and telling you all of the things that have caused him pain. And within that pain, he has directly had to come out of pocket for, right? Expensive pain. He's telling you exactly what it is. But it's like black women wanted to sit up there and make it seem like, yo, you're trying to demonize us. You're trying to sexualize us. You're trying to hypersexualize us. You're trying to make money off of our bodies. No. When I sit up there and view women on TikTok, view women on Instagram, view black women. Matter of fact, let me just put it in a general sense. When I look at black women, because I did a video, right, before when I was telling black women about, hey, y'all need to calm down on doing that red light challenge, because people have figured out ways to basically dim the red light so that they can see your naked bodies. And there was a lot of black women doing these challenges, right? And when black men were sitting up there trying to tell y'all this, what was happening? Y'all was like, oh, you can't tell us what to do with our bodies and all of this other type of stuff. Mind your business. You're trying to oppress us. We're not your property. All this other type of stuff, right? And like I said, I'm a black man that literally showcased to you exactly what it was. Showcased to you all of the videos showing people how to basically, hey, get your videos and basically start to take off their red light, and then they start to upload those videos on adult sites. It ain't nothing you can do about it now, because you done put it on a public platform. So now that person is going to take the imagery of yourself that you decided to put up there that nobody told you to do. A black man did not tell black women to go out here and do that red light challenge. But a black man was sitting up there trying to tell y'all to roll back on that, to stop doing that. I caught flack. I caught mouth from that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? You got it. No problem. The same black man here was sitting up there telling black women, it's like, yo, y'all need to sit up there and stop twerking and doing. I need y'all to back up. Back up. Hold on. Okay. Got to deal with cats. Right. And it was the same black man I was sitting up there telling black women, was like, yo, y'all need to stop going to these restaurants and twerking. Why is it that I can sit up there and see online during protest, I'm looking at black women sitting up there twerking towards the police? What is twerking at the police going to do? Is that like taking back your sexuality from the man? Like, what exactly is that doing? Like, let me know something. Let me know, because obviously, like I said, I'm not a woman. I was not born a woman. I didn't grow up as a woman. I didn't walk in the shoes of a woman. I've never had menstruation. I never gave birth. So like I said, maybe there's some type of female understanding that a woman out there can impart onto me as a man to let me understand, why is it that black women are twerking in front of the police? What is that supposed to do? How is that supposed to justify the life that was taken? How is that supposed to bring that life back? How is that supposed to honor that life? How is that supposed to fight the police? But yet again, when I, as a black man, decided to speak on that topic and bring that up, what did I get from black women? You need to mind your business. You need to stop trying to tell us, you and other black men need to stop trying to tell us how it is that we can use and cannot use our bodies. Right? This is female empowerment. We are able to do with our bodies what we want to be able to do, because for the longest time, you, the black man, and the oppressor, basically putting both of those things in the same box, have basically used us in the imagery of our bodies and hypersexualized us and caused all the detrimental things that have been taking place to black women to happen. You, black man, enabled that. So you, black man, need to sit down. So I'm like, you know what? You got it. So now we come to the Meek Mill situation, right? And I still received some flack from that, still heard a lot of mouths from that, even though the information was put out there that it was a black woman that put out the artwork. So then some of those same few decided to come back, was like, oh, well, you know, I got smoke for that woman too. And all. No, you don't. No, you don't. Shut up. No, you don't. At the end of the day, no, you don't. Because the same energy that the whole world had for Meek Mill, a black successful man, y'all didn't have the same energy for that black female artist who created the artwork. Better yet, I got you. Y'all don't have the same energy for the white people, the corporations that basically advertise and push all of this stuff. You don't. But you see how ready you are to try to tear down and cancel and take money away from a black man, though, right? And like I said before in that same video, the same black women who got an issue with the bus, y'all not going to go sit up there and support that black woman and her artwork. Y'all not going to commission her to sit up there and do some artwork for you. You're not going to buy any of her artwork. You're not going to sit up there and go to any of her art showings. You're not going to do any of that. But it's all about black sister empowerment and black sisterhood, and we got to support each other, right? But you're not going to do any of that, though, right? But you're real quick to open your mouths and run your mouths and talk out of the side of your neck when it comes to what seems to be a black man, aka the real enemy. Amazing. Amazing how that works. And it's amazing when a black man decides that he wants to take the initiative and use the platform that he has to try to, on a variety of times, right? He wants to try to advocate for black women. He advocates for the protection and the defense of black women, telling black women like, yo, I'm showing you a black woman who knows about gun safety, who knows about firearms, and she's teaching you, teaching me, teaching other black people in the community like, yo, this is what you go out here and get. This is how you train. This is how you load. This is how you take it apart. This is the caliber of bullets and different things like that. I sit up there and do live streams and videos showcasing you a black man who is an ex-cop who got tired of seeing black men killed by other cops. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to make bulletproof vests for black people, and I'm going to make them fashionable. And I sat up there and also told y'all, like, yo, even if you don't believe in guns, go out there and get some self-defense training. That's what a black man is out here sitting up there doing. But crickets. Those same mouths that always want to run their mouth and they always want to say that, oh, Seiji, you don't love black women, you don't really care about, black women and all of this other type of stuff. Y'all ain't nowhere to be found when I sit up there and do any of those videos when I'm positively talking and uplifting black women. Y'all ain't nowhere to be seen. I done a multitude of videos showcasing black women becoming millionaires, successful, creating something out of nothing, got several kids, and still being an entrepreneur. And y'all still want to run y'all mouths. Y'all still want to show up here like White Diamond, and y'all want to sit up there and start saying some nonsense, right? So let's go to the bottom comment that she listed, right? She was like, I have listened and commented on a lot of your topics within the time I've been with YouTube. I commented on topics that I like and try to understand. Like I said, you comment, this is what I tell people. People like her and others who are supposed black women, they will show up to this platform, a black man's platform, and they will comment on certain topics. She clearly just stated that. She said topics that I like, right? And try to understand, which means it's not going to be all the videos. It's not going to be all the videos, right? So then she later stated, I think it's sad when people talk about their own race of women and men for views. You used to have good topics. Really? I used to have good topics? I just stopped talking about things going on with the black community, going on in North America and everywhere. Okay, I got you. No problem, right? I used to have good topics, right? And all of a sudden, you went left and started talking about black women for what? Because I'm a black man interested in black women and I love black women and I care about them. And as a black man who was interested in black women and also I love and care about the community, I have to sit up there and critique every single facet. So it don't matter if it's a black woman, don't matter if it's a black man, don't matter if it's black elders, don't matter if it's black children, don't matter if it's the black community as a whole. That's what I have to sit up there and do in order to get certain things out here. But like I said, maybe that's too adult of a conversation for a lot of individuals to actually understand. So let's keep going. Oh, and also let's get to the other part. She was like, I'm doing it for views. Sweetheart, what views are you talking about, champ? What views do you see here? Do you see me with 500 million views off of videos talking about black women? No. Do you see me with millions of subscribers sitting up there doing these videos? No. Do you see me pulling in buku bucks because I'm sitting up there really getting on black women and really critiquing them? No. So what are you talking about? You looking stupid. You looking stupid. You looking real plumb stupid at this moment in time saying I'm doing it for views. Like I said, this is what happens when you have people that feel and think that they're intelligent and they're trying to talk in front of an audience because they feel that they got a voice. Let's continue. And she said, that's what ignorant people like, and what is pretty sad. Putting your own race of women and men down for views is disgusting. Wow, that really hurts. That really that really hurts. You know what? If I wasn't so used to basically seeing these type of comments, maybe it would have actually felt a certain type of way. Like maybe back in like year one, during the first 6 months, if you would have came during that time, you would have probably called me at a good time. Now you're calling me at a time where I don't care. Like I'll list a comment because it's just great content. Like I said, I love when you guys leave dumbass comments like this because it just further proves my point of what I have been saying when you have that minority of black women or supposed black women that basically come onto this platform of a black man and you want to try to gaslight and say that I, as a black man, basically either first, number one, hate black women, dislike black women, don't love black women, right? And then number two, you want to try to cover that base and then go to another extent by trying to say that the community in general that I just don't love. Really? Really? This is just wow. Woo! Oh boy, I love it. I love it 100%. Let me tell you, I love it. I love it so much. I really do. And let me put this into a different perspective. If I was, in a sense, the young man that I was when I was a teenager, and this is when I sit up there and tell people that it is imperative that you monitor the energy that you put out, right? Because what a lot of people will sit up there and say is like, yo, you shouldn't pay attention to the negative people. You shouldn't allow that to influence you, right? If this was me, right, doing this platform when, let's say I was 18, 19, 20, all of the comments, the negative comments that I continuously see, especially from black women, that would have ended up having an effect on me. And I can promise you and tell you that it would have. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, being in that mind frame, putting myself like back there, right? I'm like, yo, I might not really, like have much, I'm still trying to, figure things out and different things like that, right? And I'm still, adamantly, just trying to like, go after, like the black girls, during that time and stuff. So, you got the girls in college and, the girls that you see in the neighborhood, stuff like that, right? So, you see them, you see how beautiful they are and stuff like that. But then you come online, right? And if you're not getting, in a sense, positive feedback, right, from the public, right, from, face-to-face interactions or just going to the mall, movies, what have you, right? If you're a young man and you're not getting those positive interactions, and then you go online, right, where it's a field day, right? There's a multitude of black women that are, directly out here that are beautiful, educated, all that type of stuff. So it's like technically it's, in a sense like a kid in the candy store for, all intents and purposes, right? But then you start to see negative feedback here. Mentally, that's going to sit up there and make a young man feel the type of way. So it's like, all right, face to face, when I try my best or do what, or come with, the whatever I have, it's not good enough. Fine. So then when I go online and I basically, come with like a whole different thing, it's still not good enough. And I still got black women coming at me negatively. Like I said, people don't understand. People don't understand. A lot of the monsters that are out here are some of the ones that you create. So for a lot of those black women that continuously keep talking negatively about black men, you're creating a lot of the monsters that you talk about. This is why some of y'all sons out here are abusive to black women. That's why they beating on black women. That's why they sitting up there mentally, like I covered before, mentally and physically abusive towards black women, their young daughters, their sisters, their sons, and so on and so on and so on. Because you keep running your mouth and you keep projecting all of this negative bullshit directly out there, and you act like, oh, I'm scot-free of this. No, this is just how black men act in general. This is just further proving my point. Look at this story about this black man. Look at this story about this black man. Look at this story about this black man. Well, Has common sense not hit you yet? Have you not realized the fact that a lot of these young boys are raised by black women? Nobody's going to sit up there. There's not going to be a woman out here that's going to try to redirect this and try to tell me anything different because I came from a single parent household. My mom raised me. I had my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. But technically, I also had my other aunt too. Had four beautiful black women in my lives. I never once heard them sit up there and try to talk negatively about black men directly in my line of sight or within earshot of me. They've never directed any type of negativity in that sense directly towards me, my character, or by me just being associated with men. But I've heard a lot of black women do that in earshot of their sons. So you know what your son is going to sit up there and do? You know what kids do? Because they want to be something that their mothers love. They're going to evolve into something that their mothers don't hate. So they're going to evolve into something that's just like you. They're not going to sit up there and be a man anymore. They're going to be something different. But like I said before, when you try to direct that and tell black women that and try to tell them to take responsibility for that, they're like, oh no, this is not us. This has to do with the fact that the father's not in the home and all these other things and da 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 da. Like I said, you can't even take responsibility for the things that you create. You talk all of this mouth about the young child's father directly in front of him. And he's like, yo, my mom doesn't like my father, but I came from my father. So that means that she's not going to like and love me. So what I'm going to have to sit up there and do is become something that my mom is going to love. I don't want my mom to hate me. Why? Because mother is God. If people don't understand what that means, then I don't know what to sit up there and tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because let me make it clear for you. No matter what a mother does to a child, that child will always love that mother no matter what. Even the mother is at her worst. She could have abused that child for like years. That child will still consider that woman to be its mother. So like I said before, a lot of black women, y'all creating the monsters that are directly out here. Fine, you want to put the responsibility on somebody that's invisible, on somebody that's not there. Good luck. That's like trying to put responsibility on Jesus, on God. Let me know how that works out for you. You want to sit up there and, in a sense, blame God for the reason that your family and all this other stuff is basically going awry and why they lost their lives. Let me know how that's happening. Let me know when you can sit up there and put God on trial for that. Let me know when you can put Jesus on trial for that. So when your child ends up in a disarray, when their life is not really going the way that it should be going, and you want to blame the father, let me know when you can put the dad on trial for that. Because yet again, you are the main person who selected to lay down with that man. At the end of the day, and I'm just talking about by normal means, at the end of the day, a man cannot create a child and just lay down with a woman unless she's willing to allow that man to lay down with her. A lot of women out here make poor choices, poor decisions. You can look on social media to basically highlight that. You can look at YouTube videos of women being honest about what they want. Money, 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 house, security. Nothing in there reads like, yo, I want a guy that's going to be respectful of me. I want a guy that's going to value me. I want a guy that's going to love me for me. I want a guy that's going to be a great boyfriend, a great fiance, a great husband. I want a guy that's going to be a great life partner. You don't hear that out there, right? When you listen to social media, when you listen to women now, you don't hear none of that. It's money. It's what can you do for me? And then they turn around and they be like, yo, the father's not in the child's life. Well, boo-boo, that's on you. Got to do some Abba and preach out there. But like, yo, just like on some real type stuff, like, yo, that's your fault. Like, yo, women, start taking responsibility for the men that you select. I tell guys all the time in a variety of videos, stop laying down with any and every woman and getting them pregnant. Like, if you get trapped up in child support and different stuff like that, that's on you, my guy, at the end of the day. The same thing I sit up there and tell women, stop selecting bums. Stop being out here with random guys because, oh, they're exciting and they're dangerous and, he can do this and he can do that. That's all great. So all right, he can basically, do some stuff where, he'll make you actually feel your soul. But at the end of the day, he's going to leave out with that same soul that you just felt. And he's going to leave you empty. He's going to leave you empty with that child. And guess what? It's going to be on you. Because I'm tired of all of this blame game where it's like 100% everything that's going on is 100% on the black man. I'm like, yo, as a man, I can take responsibility for stuff. Like I said, for any of the women out here that want to always run their mouth about me and stuff like that, actually go and pay attention. I'm sorry. Because if I'm actually dealing with a black woman, not actually going to listen to me and actually pay attention and do research. I'm sorry. Let me reword that, right? So for me, right, I've done a multitude of videos, right, where I have put myself in the same exact circumstances, in the exact same box as other black men. No, I've never sat up there and, committed any type of horrendous, atrocious crimes against black women and women in general. I've never sat up there and abused. I've never sat up there and mistreated. I've never, like, any of the most horrible things that you could sit up there and think of, I've never done. But what I sit up there and do is like, yo, as a black man, I can sit up there and see what's going on. And this is happening directly within our community, right? So if I can sit up there and see this as a black man, other black men can sit up there and see this. We need to sit up there and do something directly about this, right? We need to speak on this. We need to sit up there and get some brothers together in the community. We need to start talking to the young dudes out here, start raising your sons a different type of way, a variety of things. I've gone over these topics and said this a variety of times up until I'm blue in the face. But yet again, you have people like White Diamond that will directly roll up here and make it seem like I don't care about the black community. I don't care about black women. I hate black women and all this other type of stuff. And like I keep trying to tell people, you keep putting certain energy out there, you're going to create the monster. You're going to create the villain that you're looking for. And that is not what you want. I can promise you at this moment in time, that is not what you want from me. Because let me tell you something. For any of the other people that are here, I have a variety of examples of the reason, justifying in a sense, a reason why I can actually have issues with black women because of the way that specifically I have been treated, right? The way specifically things have been placed or blamed on me that I had no parts in. Or, as I've continuously stated on this channel, the fact that women can sit up here and lie, and this is me making a generalization. I'm not even going to aim it directly at black women. Right? How women in general can have sex with another guy and come to another guy and try to pin a baby directly on him. And in a sense, get him on child support. And even with DNA evidence and everything showing that the baby is not his, he's still locked up on child support. I have very valid reasons on if I were to want to go that route, I very much could. And I'm trying to sit up there and tell you that is not something that you want me to sit up here and do. So be very, 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 very careful with the things that you decide that you want to direct towards me. Because like I said, I very much love black women. And that is due by way of the women that I've had in my life that never gave me excuses. If things were going to get done, they were going to get done. At no point in time did I ever hear my grandmother sit up there and say that she's going to blame her previous husbands for the reason that things are not working out, for the loss of money. At no point in time did I ever hear my mom sit up there and say like, oh, well, you can't go on this trip, or we can't do this because, your dad didn't sit up there and give us, that child support or that money that he's supposed to pay. She never wanted anything from him. She did everything herself. If things took place, if things happened, things happened. If things didn't happen, things didn't happen. It was what it is. Like I said, my mom never depended on a man to sit up there and do anything. She depended on herself. Those are the type of women that I respect. Those are the type of women that I respect. And those women in my family showed me how to respect women. And they showed me how women respect themselves and also carry themselves. That's the measuring stick that I basically use when I sit up there and gauge black women in general. And a lot of the things that I see and take place directly on social media. So for any black women out there that also that's wonder like, yo, why is Seiji so hard on black women? Why does he say this? Because I got black women in my life that never gave excuses. Champions, women that put themselves through college and school, became nurses. They didn't depend on a man to sit up there and do anything for them. If a man did come along, right, in their life that was able to do certain things, that's great. That's awesome. But they didn't need it because they just did it. And you got a lot of black women out here that's not about that life. They want to run their mouth talking about they independent, but yet you're independent, but yet you're still talking about you need a man because you want to be in a relationship. You want kids. You want to get married. You want somebody to propose to you, but no, 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 no. You just said that you're Wonder Woman. Which one is it? Are you Clark Kent or are you Superman? You're not about to be both. You're not about to be both. Because if you're both, you don't need a man at all. You don't need a man for nothing. Like I said, let alone even to produce a child, because you can go to the sperm bank and you can just go to the sperm bank. Let me just go through this Rolodex. There's a lot of guys here, right, to sit up there and impregnate you. The only difference is that the kid just really won't have a father, and it won't be physical. You'll be basically the Virgin Mary. So, like I said before, to a lot of the black women out there, be very careful of the energy that you decide to put out there when you specifically want to talk about black men, because you're going to end up creating the monsters that you have been talking about. And the funny thing is, a lot of black women out here technically have not had the same exact experiences that other black women have had, but yet they want to carry, quote unquote, that trauma, those emotions, and that energy online as if they've actually lived it. But you didn't live anything. You're trying to go through a shared experience, trying to make it seem like this is what you went through. Just like you got certain women out here that want to talk about pregnancy, but it's like you ain't never gave birth to nothing, nor do you even want kids, but yet you got your mouth open talking about pregnancy and abortions. What we do? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. But like I said, you know what? Maybe I'm going too far. I'm a guy at the end of the day. I have no right, to sit up there and talk about, women's reproductive organs. I have I have no right to sit up there and do that. But mind you, I did a video about a mother who was talking about having her 14-year-old son go out there and get a vasectomy. But yet, maybe I'm going too far. Yet again, I have no right to speak on these things. Right? I gotta stay on men's topics. I gotta stay on, certain types of things, because that's what men are supposed to talk about. Talk about men's stuff, Seiji. Talk about what the black men are doing. Stick on the negative things that black men are doing detrimental to the black community, especially to black women and their kids. Because black men really aren't fathers. Black men really don't sit up there and care. But yet, a lot of these women that's talking, I guess they didn't see the video with the black fathers that are like, you know what, we got this. We're going to formulate a group. We're going to go to the school where they're having all of these issues, these truancies, all of these fights. We're going to sit up there, just the seven amigos, right? We're going to roll up to that school and we're going to sit up there and make it do what it do. And they did that. So instead of kids getting arrested, truancy and fights and all this other type of stuff, all of that stopped in an instant because black men were there. But I promise you, even if you bring up that proof to a lot of those black women, they'll be like, oh, that's great and all, but what about the other black communities where all of this is going on? Where are the black fathers to do the same thing in those communities? I don't know. You tell me. Are you one of the mothers that basically uses your child as a meal ticket? to basically, just have money in your pocket? Are you one of those mothers that want to sit up there and use your child as revenge because the father doesn't want to be with you, but yet he wants to be in the kid's life? Like, what type of mother exactly are you? Because it's amazing to me to hear a lot of mothers out here try to say that they are this type of mom, but yet knowing the fact that women are vindictive. My mom told me that. So if any woman wants to have a problem with any of the things that I'm saying, you can clearly redirect that towards my mom, and you won't. I can promise you on that. You're not. She was the main person that told me how vengeful and vindictive women are and how women will specifically trap guys. And she was the woman to sit up there and tell me that you have to look out for you at the end of the day. Because those women out there won't. Those little girls out there won't. They'll sit up there and use you for whatever you got, and that's it. You just got. So it is my job as a woman to tell you, right, this information. How many black mothers are out there telling their sons about that? How vengeful and how vindictive and how tricky women are out here, these young girls. How many black mothers are actually telling their sons about that? Versus running their mouth and talking negatively about the father. Chances are it's not a lot. Because I hear more women bumping their gums online talking about the father in a negative light on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever social media is basically readily there, versus women informing these young boys of how these young girls can trap them. Like I said, and I keep giving the example, right? And I listened to my mom, right? But I still ended up in a situation where I almost got trapped, where a woman had sex with another man, came back to me, and was like, yo, you're the father. It's yours. Why are you questioning it? Why do you have issues? Well, guess what? Had to pull that Maury real quick. The DNA test shows that Seiji, you are not the father. So, like I said before, how many women are actually being honest about the nature of women out here? Not a lot. Not a lot, because it goes against the whole thing of trying to blame men for everything, trying to prove how detrimental men are to society and how they are the cause for every single thing that basically goes wrong. And women have zero responsibility in anything that happens, even if it's by their own decision making. Guess what? If a man is there, we're going to link it to that man. It's his fault. If it's a black man, oh, it's especially his fault. We're going to make sure to have him on child support. We're going to make sure to have him in and out of jail. We're going to make sure that he's not going to be able to pay for wherever he stays. We're going to make sure he's not going to have a driver's license. We're going to make sure that he's not going to have a job. But we're still going to make sure that that black man has to pay that child support some way, somehow. Even though he's going in and out of jail, he now has a record. He doesn't have a driver's license. He doesn't have a place to stay. And whatever money that he is getting snatched up by the government. Oh, and guess what? He's now right back in jail because he owes back child support. Like I said, it's amazing. It's amazing to me to sit up there and hear a lot of women out here so proud and running their mouths and being proud of being single mothers. I've never seen this in my life. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But like I said, they're not saying that I'm proud that I'm a single mother and that I made this choice myself because I made the wrong choices in men. They're not saying that though. They're saying that I'm a proud single mother and I'm both the mother and the father. My mom has always been a single parent. She has never uttered the words that I am the mother and the father. That is the stupidest logic I've ever heard in my life. And I don't care who gets offended. Like I said, I'm going by the women in my life that basically taught me how women are and how they're supposed to be and how they carry themselves. So if you got a problem with anything that I'm saying about black women, you can go to my grandmother's grave site in Detroit and you can go, matter of fact, I'm sorry, because we don't even have a stone for her. At one point in time, I'll sit up there and somehow, some way, I'll get the ashes and I'll let you have a conversation with my grandmother if you actually have an individual problem with anything that I'm saying dealing with black women. You can talk to her ashes and hopefully reach her wherever she is at this moment in time. Because like I said before, I'm tired of sitting up here seeing a lot of black women out here not wanting to acknowledge the fact that they're making wrong choices, be responsible for the fact that they're making wrong choices, and taking full-fledged responsibility that they're making the wrong choices in men. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that every single guy that you've run into has just been a bad guy. Sweetheart, if you follow the cookie crumbs, it'll lead to a larger cookie. You're that goddamn cookie. You're the reason that all of these guys are bad because you keep selectively choosing these bad guys. You keep selectively choosing to sleep with these bad guys. You keep selectively choosing these bad guys, sleeping with these bad guys, and having unprotected sex with these bad guys. You keep choosing, sleeping with, having unprotected sex, and then producing kids by these bad guys. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that it is black men's fault. No, sweetheart. That's not how that's rolling. It's not how that's rolling. You're making stupid mistakes. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. It's not even a mistake. You're making stupid choices that you decide to sit up there and make. If you exit yourself out of the equation of all of these supposed bad men that you've ever been in a relationship with, guess what? Those guys might still be assholes, but guess what? You're not involved in it. You don't have kids by them. You don't have those experiences because you're not having any dealings or relationships with them. You don't have any type of tethers to them. But like I said, that's too much of an adult conversation to have with a lot of women out here. Because women have never been made to be held accountable for the choices that they've made. I've always been made to be accountable for my choices. No matter what it is. If I made the wrong choices or whatever, people would get on me and say, yo, man, you're a young man out here. You can't be sitting up here doing this. Yo, you're a young man out here. You can't be hanging out with these people. Yo, you're a young man. You got to be doing the stuff that you... I've always been made to be accountable and to be responsible for my choices. Anything that is realistically taking place in my life, I can't sit up there and blame anybody else. I can't sit up there and be like, all right, my mom was a single parent, right? So if I was a screw up in life, you know what? It's all my mom's fault. She's the reason that, I'm in and out of jail. She's the reason I got 7 kids. She's the reason I got long-term prison sentence. She's the reason I'm on death row. She's the reason why I'm in bang, bang, shoot 'em up gangs. No. That would be on me. That would be on me. So how is it a logical thing for women to 100%, especially black women, right? How is it a logical thing for them to be able to just 100% blame black men for everything? I can't make a choice for you. I can't, as a black man here, I can't sit up there. You might have like several kids. I didn't sit up there and force you to lay down with the guys that you lay down with. I didn't force you to procreate with any of those guys. When I look on Instagram and I see black women sitting up there taking provocative photos and all this other stuff, I didn't force you to sit up there and take those photos. Now, as a man, I may like those photos because it is what it is. Those are there to basically entice a man, to basically attract a man to whatever that woman is. Guy, at the end of the day, guys are going to sit up there and like photos. Sue me. But like I said before, I didn't force any of those black women to put those photos up there. I'm not forcing you to twerk. I'm not forcing you to bend over. I'm not forcing you to show a camel toe. I'm not forcing you to sit up there and show nipple rings. I'm not forcing you to do the splits. I'm not forcing you to twerk on dinner tables and at restaurants and all this other type of... I didn't force you to do none of this.